Good morning, everyone. Bronwyn Ward here, a project manager for Kinglake Rangers with Regional Arts Victoria. I've just come on today to have a chat with everyone about the work that I'm doing in Kinglake Rangers, as well as some funding things that are coming up. So I might just give everyone a minute to pop on, who is planning on popping on, and we'll get going. So there are a few things that I'm doing in Kinglake this time round. I was working in role there last year as Arts Development Coordinator, and part of that role we developed a strategy for arts and culture within the Kinglake Rangers. A big part of the job that I'm doing this time round is to deliver some of those ideas and those projects with the community. So I'm really happy to be back. Good morning, those that have joined in. It's great to have some people here. I'm not just talking to myself, which is lovely. So some of the things that I'm going to be doing now in role in Kinglake are assisting the delivery of some projects in community. I've been helping some funding applications be put together for arts-related projects, which is really exciting. I'm really thrilled to see that some of the things that we've had so much talk about last year sort of progressing along the next step towards getting some funding, and then we can actually start delivering, which is great. So it's really great for me to see some of those things that were strategized and talked about actually getting a little bit closer to fruition. So that's really great. I'm also here just as a sounding board and to chat with anyone. So anyone who wants to talk to me about anything, kind of arts, funding, anything like that related, I'm here. My days at the moment are a little extended due to this other funding, which I'll talk about in a minute. So at the moment I'm working Wednesday to Friday, but my normal days will probably be sort of Wednesday and Thursday, I expect. But in this crazy time of COVID, I'm just trying to work and fit in homeschooling and everything else like everyone else is. So I'm doing my best. I'm also here just for encouraging some connections and collaborations. So as part of that, I'm going to be starting Friday a fortnightly Zoom catch-up, which will be a check-in. Yes, please put any comments in if you've got any questions about anything. That would be great, and I'll see what I can answer while I'm on here. So starting Friday at 2 p.m, I'll be doing holding a fortnightly Zoom meeting, which is really just a check-in. It's very informal. It is going to have a bit of an arts focus, but everyone is welcome to join in and just have a chat and just connect and, come and tell us what you're doing in your studio, tell us what you're not doing, all that stuff. So really informal, just a nice way of just connecting in this isolated time, just another little touch point in the week where you can make some connection with other artists and people in community. So I'll pop in the link for that in the comments, as well as some other bits and pieces. So funding. At the moment, a lot of artists are really struggling due to COVID, which has caused huge disruption for people across all sectors and walks of life, but the arts have been particularly badly hit by the current circumstances that we find ourselves in. And in response to this, there has last week just been released a grant through Creative Victoria and Regional Arts Victoria, which is called the Sustaining Creative Workers Initiative. Now, this initiative is a very quick response grant for up to $5,000 for an individual and up to $10,000 for a micro organisation, that's 0 to 5 employees, who have been negatively affected by COVID-19. So there's a few different streams. I'm working with Regional Arts Victoria to deliver the regional aspect of that. and anyone who's living in metro, outer metro, anyone who is a First Nations applicant or applying as a disabled applicant, all go through Creative Victoria. So they have different streams for those different areas. I will be offering one-to-one advice for anyone in the regions of Murrindindi, Mitchell and Strathbogie, but all of the other areas in Victoria are currently being covered by our cultural advisory team. So anyone anywhere in regional Victoria who is thinking of applying can contact Regional Arts Victoria and have some one-to-one discussion and advice around their application, which we really strongly recommend. We've got some applications that have come in already, and it's already quite clear those that have taken the time to speak to one of us and those who haven't. So make sure if you are thinking of applying for this funding that you do reach out and speak to one of us. Now, like so many things, this will be a very competitive round, and although it's open till the 1st of June, the feeling is that this is a finite pool of money, and that it will possibly close early. So anyone who is thinking of applying, I suggest you have a look and get cracking, because I've got a feeling it will be closing earlier than the 1st of June. And yeah, it's better to get something in. The application for this is really, really straightforward. Basically, it's a Smarty Grants form. You don't need to provide a budget. You need to reply like a sentence or two about your project and what you want to, or what work you're planning on taking under. And you've got 2,000 characters only to explain why you need the funding. And the key advice we're giving around this is that what we want to see on that application is a clear demonstration in those 2,000 characters of your practice prior to COVID, how that has been shut down or impacted, how that has been put on hold during COVID, and how this funding will help you either adapt, change, or progress during this time while that work that you have been working on has been put on hold. So yeah, have a look at it, have a good read through all the guidelines and things. And as I said, if you think that you fit for this particular funding, the best thing to do is get some ideas together and give me a ring. I would say this is not really a funding for a project or anything like that. This is really based on need. So it's really based on, say, for example, you've had some gigs lined up. So you've been working on, doing some gigs, and all those gigs have been cancelled. So how would this money help you, for example, put your gigs online until you're able to do them in person again, or something like that. So there needs to be a really clear work that you've been doing, how it's been impacted, how this funding would alleviate some of that for you. The other thing I haven't mentioned is that this is for professional artists and organisations only. By that I mean you need to have had 5 years of proven practice. So you need to be able to show you'll need to upload like a CV, or provide some social media evidence or website, etc., just to prove that you have been operating, working for 5 years, whether that's as an individual artist. That doesn't need to be a full-time job. You could have been doing other things, but as long as you've been practicing something for the last 5 years, you're eligible. And the same if you are a micro-organisation or a group or a partnership, you need to be able to prove that you have been gigging together for 5 years, or whatever that is. We believe there will be a second round of funding becoming available, but we don't have any definites around that, so I can't guarantee what that will be, but that will be aimed at emerging artists. So this round is really for professional artists who've been impacted, and we believe there will be some further funding rounds coming up which pertain particularly to emerging artists. So more to come. So keep in touch with me. There's a few other bits and pieces there from the Australian Arts Council, have a resilience fund. So you might want to also have a look at that, because there might be, looking through that might suit better if there is, say, for example, a project or something that you, or a resilience aspect to your work that might fit that funding better. Again, that's going to be a really highly competitive round, so make sure you've done a really good job putting your application together, but you might want to have a look and just see how that is. The other one is the Regional Arts Fund, and Regional Arts Victoria will be releasing small quick response grants. Those will be coming up soon as well. So if you're really struggling and you apply for this Sustaining Creative Workers initiative and you miss out, do bear in mind that there will be other things, there'll be other funding avenues available through Regional Arts Victoria, and through other avenues as well. So the best thing to do is follow me on my Facebook page, and I'll be putting on there anything that comes up regarding ways to access some funds and some money, etc. So have a look at that. If you want to join me on Friday, that would be great. We'll be talking about it. If you go away and have a look at the Sustaining Creative Workers Initiative and you've got some questions, shoot them to me in the meantime. I'll put all my details in this video so you can shoot some messages, see how you get on, and by Friday, we'll have a chat as well. And yeah, so if there's anything you want to, any questions or whatever, yes, this is for all kinds of artists, Craig. So this is covering visual artists, this is covering musicians, actors, anyone, basically any kind of creative pursuit. So it's not just for visual artists, it's for performers, etc., theatre groups, that kind of thing. So have a look at the guidelines, have a good read through. We've worked really hard to get them as clear and simple as we can, and please pass them on to anyone that you think is really struggling at the moment and might benefit from this grant, because we'd love to have some applicants from the region as well, from Murrumbidgee and Mitchell and things. So yes, I'm just doing a little quick check. I haven't got any questions in the comments. If anyone's got any questions, just shoot it to me in the comments. But I will pop in here just a few things. So I've just popped in there a few links to the creative, to the Sustaining Creative Workers Initiative, the Australian Council Resilience Fund, and our Regional Arts Fund. There's also a link there for the Zoom meetings, which start fortnightly from Friday, which I'll be holding. There's a little invite there if you want to copy that and join me on Friday. And yeah, I think that's that's about it from me. I hope I haven't garbled and blabbed a bit too much for you all, but thank you so much, those who've joined me. And as I said, if there's anything I can help with, I'm here. I'll pop my email and stuff in the comments as well, so shoot me a message, and yeah, would love to chat and catch up anytime. Okay, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.